Hello, I'm ShareSquid. What's Return to ROM? Well, this is my attempt to share with you the magic of playing Temple of ROM as a child back in the early 80s. You see, when my parents would watch me playing, they saw simplified blue mazes and basically this labyrinth on the screen, but they didn't realize that to me, it was 3D in my mind. It was just like watching Tron or the 3D that you would see on TV with blues and chrome and just shiny things, So that's what I'm trying to recreate, showing you what it looked like inside my head as a kid. So let's just jump right in. Now the original game started with a pan of the map of the labyrinth. The camera would pan around, but now you see it's 3D. So recreating that intro. The rooms can independently go up and down. This will be a key feature later on in the game. It's an important part of the game. I determine the room size based on the width of the pixels. So a 35 pixel wide room would be 35 feet tall. And there's the color change. See, the original TRS-80, depending on which AC cycle you hit when you turn it on, it would either be a red palette or a blue palette. Color change is also going to be an important feature of the game. The great thing about this intro is the camera and the color change and the walls growing and shrinking are on different cycles, different subroutines, which means you can watch 20 minutes and it will never be the same. I have watched this intro for longer than I'd like to admit. It's a little hypnotizing after a while. Alright, you ready to jump into the game? I'd say we get started. Let's go. 3, 2, and wiping. Alright. As you can see right now, the walls are down. You'll also notice in the bottom right corner, slightly covered up by the logo, is the original map, right? And I try to get the dimensions just the same as they would be on a TRS-80. I'm sorry, on CRT. And now, let's make the walls go up. This room is 35 feet tall. You'll see in the distance, there's one taller. Yep, that one's about 90 feet tall, I believe. I forget exactly off the top of my head. There's the teleporter. I'm going to try to move without making you sick. Unfortunately, to move the same speed as the original game, it's a little fast in first-person mode. So if you notice in the map, we're moving the right speed as the original game, but it's a little quick in real life. And these textures come from a circuit board from an original color computer. And that goes also for, I think this comes from the circuitry possibly for a cartridge. I'd have to look at it to be sure. I forgot which I used. That's the glass floor. And there's one of the icons you pick up. Of course, that will be a 3D object later on as well. tall rooms. Oh, and we can change the color at any time here to red. Back to blue. We can also make the walls go down. And back up. The decorations on the walls right now are just purely there as placeholders. Alright, I have mapped out the entire game. However, I will have to save that for another video probably. But this is kind of giving you an idea of what it's going to look like ultimately. At least the direction I'm going in. As you can hear, the music's a little creepy at times. I think that kind of fits the mood when I was a kid. I didn't know when the bat was going to pop out. I have not created the giant creatures yet. That will be coming shortly. And as you know, there's a spider in this room. Rather large one. Alright, I think that's enough for today. Tonight at least, and I'll stop here.